Yes. We have Sehayek.
Yeah.
It's kind of a new piece of it. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? 40 years later, Bob Dylan's words still ring in the ears of an entire generation who has never heard them. So in a time when being a man means knowing that the right answers are more important than the right questions, I feel it's time I asked a few of those myself. Tell me, how many punches do I have to throw before you call me a man? How many times should I curl my hands into fists and show the world my fury? How many times does someone else's manhood have to suffer for me to be worth my own? And how many tears should I hold back? How many times should I push this tongue between my teeth and brace it against pain that no one is allowed to see, not even me? Because a man does not show his anguish. A man is only allowed the opportunity to bite down hard. Nowadays, it seems being a man has less to do with masculinity and more with someone else's projected pride. We were brought up to believe we are invincible, and when we found out that words like faggot, pussy, and loser can be fired from the mouth like bullets, we were forced to show no doubt, show no fear, forced to build a plastic face so they will never hear our hearts beating out the Morse code for please just let me be. So tell me, how many movie stars, how many models, how many other men should I want to look like before I become one myself? How many hours should I stand naked in front of a mirror, realize desire to be carved out of wood is not as good as this flesh and blood will always be? How much money should I make? How much of myself should I burn at the stake for the sake of saving space in a world with no room for me as I am? And I don't remember asking you to prescribe my height, my weight, my muscle mass, or my penis size for me, but you seem to have done it anyway. So I'll ask again. How many times should I see my naked body and think that's not what a man looks like before I start looking like you? Because if I don't look like you, no one will ever fall in love with me, right? I'll never find someone who cares less about my body than they do my soul. I will never find someone who wants to grow old with a man who wasn't sculpted by the gods themselves. And speaking of which, how many girls do I have to sleep with? How many... You know what? Since you refuse to speak my language, I have to say this in yours, unfortunately. How many bitches do I gotta fuck? How many women need to get stuck in the vacuum between my sheets? How many of them need to say no? How many of those do I need to ignore? And how many of the ones I didn't should I send home and call whore as if they owe me something? As if their bodies become my playground the moment I set eyes on them, as if they are mine to use as I please. How many of these before you call me a man? So you know something, Mr. Perfect Man. I will spend no more of my life trying to be like you. When I hurt, I will use these hands to wipe the tears from my face instead of forcing them on someone else. When I stand naked in front of a mirror, I will love what I see. And I will give my respect first and my judgment last to anyone I see fit, be they woman or man. So take your gym memberships, take your misogyny, take your appalling mistreatment of yourself, and put it somewhere else, because I may not know what manhood is, but clearly neither do you. Now, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Just one. And I'm going to walk down mine like the man I am, because I'm finished trying to walk like the man you want me to be.